おはようございます。ザ・アウターワールド続きからプレイしていきたいと思います。で、タスクというか、クエストはキメラ専門家の最後の実験ということで、正面口のキーカードを渡されたので入っていきたいと思います。下ってことかな。盗むになるね。まあでも誰もいないわけだし、もらっときましょう。逆にこんなにいないと怖い。ここは違う。開かない。もらう、もらう。タバコ。ここだね。エレベーターで降ります。ドクターチャートランド。
That's far enough. What are you doing here? How did you even get inside?
ディリア・ハーゲンの命によりあんたを殺しに来た。質問するのはこっちだ。あんたの異星人のシリトリックには騙されないぞ。
My what? Let's talk about this. Please. I think there's been a crucial misunderstanding.
続けてくれ。
If you came looking for some elaborate scheme, it isn't here. All I'm doing is trying to keep Halcyon alive.
What are you doing, Doctor? This information is beyond classified.
You can write me up in your report. It hardly matters. I'm researching a new way to feed the colony. The crops we transplanted from Earth don't give us the nutrients we need. Our colonists might not realize it yet, but they're starving.
ロックフェルのオフィスでこれについてプレゼンテーションを見たよ。状況は悪そうだな。こいつは驚きだ。でも俺が見つけた研究については説明がつかない。
The food we grow here barely sustains human life. The colony won't last under these conditions. So, the board let me approach the problem from a different angle. I believe that I could adapt humans to live on Halcyon's terms. That I could change us. Give us the ability to derive sustenance from the nutrients the food does have.
食料が持つ栄養素から栄養を取ることができるようになるとも信じていた。その順応はあんたの研究チームを救えなかったようだが、あんたが示すべきだったのは 保存状態の仲間で一般研究所だったわけ。ちょっと待ってくれ。なら SAG はどうなんだその順救えなかったんだな。
Not for lack of trying. I wanted to save them all, but I wasn't strong enough.
あんたは多くの貴重なのを無駄に犠牲にしたんだ。
I wouldn't allow us to experiment on convicts or the unemployed. It's wrong, no matter what the law says. Everyone agreed. We accepted the risks. I'm desperate. I've already asked all the best institutes on Earth for help. Years ago, we sent a message out on the Cornelius Vanderbilt, but heard nothing back.
もう話は十分だ。これからどうすればいいんだ。以上で話はもうパトロールしてなんとかじゃないのか。もう話は十分だ。これからどうすればいい
You
んだ。
could always shoot me. I assume that's why you're here. If I die, there's no one who can reproduce our work. Every sacrifice will have been for nothing. And we'll be no closer to a solution that feeds the colony. The one on the wanted posters? They say he's an anarchist. A madman, a butcher. I'll do it.
Doctor!
What choice do I have, Commander?
これからは俺たちの種族をいじろうとする計画にはかからないようにすることだ。あまり納得できないな。
If working with Wells is the only way I can save the colony, then I will damn well do it. I need to get out of here. Phineas can contact me when he's ready to work together. For now, I'd better pack up the lab and head somewhere discreet.
Not so fast. Captain, what you just learned is beyond your clearance. Hell, it's beyond mine. Give me one reason why I should let you walk out of here alive.
命運は俺の手の中にある。
You sure have an inflated sense of self-importance, but that doesn't make you wrong. Now move along. The doc has a lot of work ahead of her, tidying up and such.
まあいっか。はい、終わっちゃった。25メートル先。終わりですね。これでリリアはドクター・チャールドの住居に何があったかを知りたがるだろう。彼女はサブライト本部にまあまあ命ぐらい。じゃあ飛びましょう。まあどっちでもいいんだろうね。別に慣れてもいいかな。リーアと敵対するかな。敵対したらあそこ全部漁れんだよね。正直まあどっちでもいいかな敵対したら下で美味しいし、そうね、美味しいよね。 はい、リリアさ
Is it
ん。
done?
話したよ。彼女を殺すつもりはない。
Well, damn. Contractor grew a conscience. As your employer, I'm both angry and disappointed. I'll add that to your file. Technically, I owe you an exit interview. Care to justify your betrayal of our species? Or are we finished here?
あんたはチャートリランドの研究を何とかしている。奴はハルシオンを生き残るために最後の望みだ。
You're awfully quick to trust someone who offed her colleagues and called it a good start. Out of my office. We're done.
The thanks we get for showing a little integrity.
さあ、どうしようかな。キメラで20上がって、だったらいいか、これで。レベル30。特殊技能はどうしましょうか。ターゲットへの攻撃がグリタンヒットになると仲間能力のクールダウンすぐにリセット。移動中のペナルティがなくなる。敵を倒すと仲間能力のクールダウン下がる。敵を倒すために体力が回復する。いやでもこっちがいいな。回復したいよね。俺弱いし。さてこの人たちはどうしようかな。仲間が大ダメージを受けるとリセット。体力上げようみんな。よし。
What was that? Nothing there.
フルーツ盗んどこ。プラズマカッター。シュシュン。
What do you think you're doing?
今帰るとこ。
Consider this your warning.
撃ち殺すかこいつら。調べる。よし。日記 が更新されて、いよいよメインクエストっていうところでじゃあやっていきましょう。メインクエストやりますか。さあ、危険な場所へ行きましょう。タルタロス、レッツゴー。無事にラベルに不法侵入に対する処罰は実刑であることをご承知ください。タルタス地表のラインより現在出発的。タルタスに何か役に立つ情報は？
Resident deaths, including but not limited to executions, are as follows: 1,684. Resident escapes are as follows: 0. The interior can be chilly. Take a scarf with you, Captain. I would also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me, in the event that you do not return.
残念だがそんなことは起きない。
Understood. If you die or are incarcerated for life, I can generate a new ID for the next captain. I would prefer if you return, though. Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's docking authority now.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed.
エイダがちゃんと見ている。またこんな場所で逮捕されるなんて。なんて人たちだ。おまけに着陸違反だなんて。待て、ここはテラ2じゃないのか。間違えた。もう行かなくちゃ。
Your ship is not permitted to leave until you remit payment for your fines and submit yourself to execution. Only after your smoking corpse is thrown from an airlock will we lift the lockdown on your spacecraft.
Captain, I would not recommend this course of action.
おい、そんなヘルメットをかぶってお前は本当に役に立っている証拠はお前のデータ ID を見せろよ。
Alright, I'm feeling generous. I'm transmitting the ID of a productive, law-abiding employee so you can see what one looks like before you die. Tartarus Docking Authority, signing off.
Transmission terminated. Biometric ID received. Transferring data to external cartridge. How can I be of assistance?
後でい
See
い。
you soon, Captain.
で、さて、ロボットもいるだろうから、このままでいくかな。さて、そんな気張る必要性もないだろうな。
Error. Employee information not found. Identify yourself.
その発言はおかしいだろ
Error. Paradox protection protocols have prevented me from registering your stated identification.
そうだろう
Please
な。
report to your nearest mechanical engineer.
そうするよ。届かない。オッケーかな。防御力が低いんだよな。でも顔見たいしな。まあ最後だしいっか。ちょっと探索は後にしよう。
You get tired of patrolling?
いや、あと2回でしょ。まあまあまあまあまあまあまあまあ。
Area sanitization assessment. Elaborate mud tunnels. Task classification. Easy, easy.
Easy, easy. さあ、あと200メートル歩かないとですね。
Would you like Sam to tidy up this area? Waiting for confirmation command. Confirmation command not received.
あっちは行けないね。1つ目の通路、2つ目の通路、どっちがいいかな。いい銃持ってんね。
Are you new here? I didn't think we were hiring more staff.
シフト中におしゃべり？
Oh, no. Don't tell anyone, please.
誰だって間違いはあるよ。もうするなよ。
Thank you.
はっは、こんなんでいいんだ。ウケる。まあまあまあまあまあ、後で見ましょう。いっぱいあるよ。置いてくれよかったな。失敗したなこれ。 あ、お腹痛くなってきた。これぐらい？あ、こっちもあった。うまそう。何回見てもうまそう。メープルシロップ。やべ、意外と金がねえぞ。あ、バナナ。うん、これぐらいかな。ああ、お腹痛い。あったー。よし。Respect your choice。うん、あそこに行けと。へっへっへ。なるべく動かずに。あら、チョコレート。レッツゴー。ピット出口。
Let's go, troops. Stellar Base counting on us.
Are you new here? I didn't think we were hiring more staff.
シフト中。
Oh, no. Don't tell anyone, please.
脅しでも平気なのかな。だいたい秘密違うでよ。
Thank you.
同じで騙されるっていうのめっちゃウケるよね。なんか奥で戦ってるけど君たちいいのかい？ダダンダンダンダダン。ダダダン。これは帰り道っぽいな。まあまあまあまあまあ。待て、どうも何か変だな。ちょっと自分の見た目が気になってしょうがないんだ。
No, I meant your uniform. There's something about it.
俺の制服を心配する以外にやることがあるだろ
Yeah, I guess you're right.
これで騙されるってやべえ、マジで。解除。ロックウェル議長だ。
Well, look who it is. I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. And I see you brought the kid along. Babysitters may be expensive, but they're worth it, you know.
Yeah, keep talking, pal. I'll just keep thinking of a place to bury your body.
And... oh, I had heard you were dragging around a repurposed janitorial mechanical. My staff jokes that it's because you're a walking pile of refuse.
Interactive database updated. The unique organic substance labeled Chairman has been classified as filth, imminent for incineration.
もうやる気満々じゃ
When you
ん。
go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my citizens. Haven't you heard? Phineas is working for us now. It took some doing, but employing an efficient management strategy of putting our guns to his head seems to have done the trick.
勘弁してくれ、強調するくらいな。彼のところに行ったらこの目で見てみよう。でいいの？
All right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So get in there and fight. Stay down.
誰かに撃たれた。
Captain, you have an uncanny talent for complicating my life. You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural order of things. You've introduced uncertainty, and there is nothing I despise more than uncertainty.
ハルシオンを解放する。何をしても俺たちを止めることはできない。全部おしゃべり好きだな。口数の多さで給料が出るのか。
I'm afraid I can't do that. You have a flair for subtlety. If you'd worked for me, you would have been the greatest fixer Halcyon has ever seen. For all your talents, you are the enemy of Halcyon, and therefore you are my enemy.
ハニャスのために来たんだけだ。彼を行かせてやってくれ。
You make a nuanced and compelling argument. Here's my rebuttal. No. Dr. Wells is being held in my custody. His cooperation will prove invaluable, even if I have to beat it out of him. All that's left to do is put down this riot, arrest you, and then get on with the bloody business of saving this colony.
試すんじゃない、ソニア。健康に悪いぞ。分かってないんだな。ファニアスは友達だ。彼を置いていくつもりはない。
Well, that's mostly correct. You're not leaving here at all. I take no pleasure in this, you know. I simply have no other option. Leaving you alive is too great a risk. Goodbye, Captain.
この話をしよう。
Fair enough. I'm giving you exactly one chance to parley with me.
タルタロスで死にたくないだろう。立ち去る機会を与えてやる。
Interesting that you think I'm going to die here. I believe I'm more than capable of taking you on.
今まで誰も俺を止められなかった。どうして自分にはできると思うんだ。
Fair point. I don't know how you've managed to defy the odds. By every reasonable estimate, you should be dead. Yet here you stand. I've devoted my entire life to protecting Halcyon. I'm not afraid to die in the line of duty.
よし、殺そう。評議会に一応かける価値はない。
There isn't much of a board left, thanks to you. You've thrown this system into disarray. Cleaning up your mess will be the work of a lifetime. You were always an unknown variable. I tried to recruit you, but you threw your lot in with that madman, Phineas Wells.
まあいいや。破壊した。あんたの怪我に二度と聞き直し
Yes,
ない。
I'm quite aware of your brazen act of corporate vandalism. By the way, those test subjects you killed, they died in agony.
やめろ。
My scientists assure me they can recover the data you've destroyed. You've succeeded in temporarily delaying our research. Nothing more.
ファニアスが言っていたよ。どうしようかな。あんたの科学者たちは嘘をついてる。彼らの研究は致命的な欠陥がある。あんたの研究者たちは嘘をついてる。あのデータは種類どころじゃなくらいしたんだから。あの実験の詰め方ひどかった。あんたが集めたデータはみんなデタラメだ。科学だな。
That isn't true. It can't be. You're trying to manipulate me. That experiment was absolutely essential to the program. My scientists assured me they were close to a breakthrough. They gave me their word.
俺が正しいってことは分かってんだろ。その目を見れば分かる。近く。俺は自分の分野では専門家だ。自分が何を言ってるかは分かっている。
And it's true. Our research is gone and not one of my scientists had the spine to tell me the truth. I had to hear it from you of all people. We're going to have to start all over again. All that research, all those experiments, you've set us back decades. I haven't given up on the program yet. You've caused some complications, but I can improvise. I can fix this. I haven't lost control of the labyrinth yet. Our security system is still operational. I can still put a stop to you.
今までたくさん死体の山が築いてきたんだ、ソフィア。次はあんたがそこに加わることになるぞ。
When you put it that way, no. Not in the least. Damn it all.
ああ、しまった。分かったわ。あなたの勝ちを私
Very
に
well. You
低いこと分
win.
からせ。
I'm familiar enough with your
あなたのや
methods
り
to
方はもう
realize
十
my
分
chances of survival are low.
敵対かな。
Congratulations, Captain. You've outplayed me. I accept your terms and will return Dr. Wells to your care.
俺が怪我の前に急いで行け。
We won't cross orbits again. You have my word on that. The fate of the colony is in your hands now. I bid you farewell, Captain.
混沌を巻き起こしてやろうじゃないか。静かすぎて怖いよね、これ。いや、こんなわけないもん。それはスクラップ。本当に置いてったんだね、あいつ。
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You must have said something to get under Akande's skin. She's gone, and I don't think she's coming back. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough.
何をされた？
I'm all right, thanks to you. Akande wanted my cooperation. I'm quite sure she would have beaten it out of me if you hadn't arrived. You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated.
全く嬉しくないです。いいね。それで飲み物を開けてお祝いをしようとしているところ。
Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
Hold on, Doc. Are you telling me the Earth went dark 3 years ago? And the board's just been covering this up?
They've been incredibly effective at concealing the truth. Right now, the only people in the colony who know are standing in this room. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own.
これからやることはサウナ、仕事に関わるのが一番だ。
Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us?
誰がこのコロニーを運営しなければ基本的に俺しかいない。任せてくれ。あんたが俺他の入植者を復活する手伝おう。俺は今まで通りのことをする。自分がでも。
You've certainly earned your freedom. Halcyon is a better place with you around. You've kept your end of our bargain. Now it's time I kept mine. I'll revive the Hope's colonists myself, and we'll get on with the business of saving this colony.
そうだ。
You're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. If you want to take it upon yourself to lead this colony, you have my support. We're not a colony any longer, are we? Our last connection to Earth has been severed, and so we have been set free. Our future is uncertain, and no one knows what tomorrow holds. Exciting, isn't it?
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Between MSI's worker-centric policies and the iconoclast's manpower, Sanjar and Zora were able to rally many of the Terra 2 townships to their cause. MSI's workforce swelled, and the iconoclasts enjoyed a significant surge in their ranks. The board was too distracted by infighting and internal politics to stop MSI from becoming a powerful corporation and a refuge for townships that might have fallen through the cracks. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight family together. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson as the leader of Edgewater. She and her followers transformed Edgewater in their image. Anyone loyal to Reed was pressured into leaving town, and those who stayed behind adapted to her way of life. Adelaide transformed the old cannery into a new garden. The nearby Edgewater Cemetery provided a convenient source of fertilizer. It was said that the first corpse that fed her garden belonged to Reed Thompson. Junlei Tennyson fought to protect the Groundbreakers' independence. While the board's influence faded, mechanical difficulties forced her to rely on parts that only corporations could provide. The cost was high, and time would tell if Junlei could balance the work with her aspirations for a better future. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker, and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name, and in no time, she was a fixture in the Groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, a mercenary outfit of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide, or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories, could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities, across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. It was widely suspected that Sophia Akande was the true power behind Chairman Rockwell. However, after the riots on Tartarus, she was never again seen in the colony. Various theories circulated as to her fate. Some believed she boarded an interstellar ship capable of journeying to a distant colony. Others believe she died trying to escape Tartarus. Some few suggest she fled to Monarch, where she continued to live among a small band of loyalists. There is another theory, which suggests that Sophia's encounter with you changed her, and she deliberately retreated from public view, but continued supporting the colony in secret. When Dr. Wells began reviving the Hope's colonists, he found himself with a sudden windfall of additional supplies and resources, courtesy of an anonymous donor. If Wells knew who his supplier was, he never told a soul. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? You brought an end to the chaos in Tartarus, and left Dr. Wells to his own devices. The affairs of the colony never distracted you from living out your own dreams, to captain a ship, to sail the ether, and to earn a reputation as the greatest spacer Halcyon ever had. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
さあ、ということで、アウターワールドパート12でエンドとなりました。最後戦闘もなく終わるか。そっか。まあ今回結構会話でなんとかすることが多かったんですけど説得を上げすぎるとまあこうなるよっていうことですかね。はい。なんでしょうね。いや、ストーリー的にはなんかそんなでもないんですけど、 やっぱフォールアウトの世界が好きな人とか、この SF アドベンチャーが好きな人は、おすすめだな。やっぱユニーク武器とかも拾って集めてとか、もっと多分たくさんあるんでしょうけど、こういうの集めながら冒険するっていうのもすごい楽しいかなって思います。さあ、ということで、アウターワールドですね。エンドということで、ご視聴ありがとうございました。アウターワールドの他の分岐とかもあるんですけど、それはちょっともうエンディング迎えたんでいいかなと思ってます。これまでご視聴いただいた方、本当にありがとうございました。また次回別の動画でお会いしたいと思います。では、バイバーイ。